Hi guys, my interest in the golf statistics is mostly related with such a subject as the best rounds golf statistics. And the excellent reason to make such an analysis of the one of the golf rounds was on the first day of the AT&T Byron Nelson championship, and see why No have played in first day with -11, so 60 shots only, 60 strokes. He could not do the same results during the second day and have played 74, so the difference is amazingly huge. So in many cases his performance was averaged to the going to average, not improve his performance. But anyway, the one of rounds were so amazingly perfect that we can see certainly from the total statistics that the approach to the green, he have raised a stroke gained from approach to the green 2.7, stroke gained from putting 6.5, and stroke gained of the tee minus 0.2. So the tee shots and the distance is not so hugely important as approaching to the green and game on the green, and in some cases around the green. So the stroke gains total 2.9. So the average golfer have played minus 1.8 in this day. So the driving distance, longest drive, greens and regulation 72%, not amazingly huge, but sand saves 100%, 3 from 3, scrambling 100%, 5 from 5, including those 3 from sand saves, and putts per year, green and regulation 2.23, and total putts 21. The fact that he have played putting on all 18 holes, so he have not the hole-in-one or chip-in-one, chipping, the pitching. In this connection, it was really putting, yes, on each hole. And as I know, the 18 putts was only in the situation when Cameron Smith had played 2 years ago, and but he had 3 chip-ins and pitch-ins during this round, so he had played just on the 15 holes, putting on the 15 holes. So to much more better and detailed analysis of his performance in the first day, I have made a special spreadsheet. I have made it in the Google Spreadsheets and save it as the CV file. And you know that we have made the data frame from this file, reading CSV file, and I have changed the none for 0 in this framework. So here is a framework, and in this framework we have the next information. It's tee shots, for example, on hole number 1. Just a second, a little bit changing. So tee shots, for example, on the hole number 1 was 289 yards and finished in the left fairway, and it was par 4 hole. In this connection, it was not the second shot for the par 5 hole, and so it was approaching. So he have attacked the green very successfully, and his first putt distance were 0.9 yards. Here distance in the yards, because to make analysis of the percentage mistake, we certainly need to have here information in yards, but not in feet and inches. And he was need not to make a second putt. In this connection, the accuracy or proximity of the first putt was 0, and so it's the best result for the first putt, certainly. For the holes par 5, we analyze in a little bit different way, because we have a second shot for the par 5 For example, on the hole number 5, tee shot was 318 yards in the right rough, and after that distance for the second shot was 255, and after that he have made a shot, and he was in the right front green side bunker in 30 yards for approaching, and so on. This way we are making analysis for each shot he have made during 18 holes. And after that it's just a technical subject for this code, because you see that it's a specific of the Google spreadsheet, because when they are calculating the figures, they are using not points for the dividing of the figures between themselves. And in this connection I was need to make additional information to change the information in these arrows for the first part distance, for the second part distance, and for around the green. And after that we can make the calculations of averages, because when we are using zeros here, it's not the best way to make averaging just by the that calculating from these figures. We need to change the number of the holes on which he have made those or other shots. So his average tee shot distance was 292.5. Average second shot distance on the par 5 holes only, it was 3 attempts, and his average distance was 232 yards. Average approaching, he have made approaching on the 17 holes, because on one of the par 5 he was by the second shot on the hole, and this connection, this average distance was 155.4 for approaching exactly. Average mistake percentage for approaching was 3.0. That is, as a percentage mistake, it's absolutely amazing. And this connection is this is also certainly the subject of his so excellent performance, not average performance, but much more better than average. So around the green he have made 5 shots. So on 13 holes he was by a regular shot on the green. On the 5 of them he was not. It was a scrambling statistics, important for scrambling. So his average distance for scrambling were 36.2 yards. His average distance for the first part was 4.6 yards. In many cases it's quite a short distance, and in this connection the probability of first part from this distance, it's approximately 13, maybe 14 feet. And in this case we can see that he have played perfectly, not only from the short putting thanks to his approaching, but also, for example, from distance 13.6 yards it was just one putt, from distance 9.3 yards it was also 0, from 11.5 it's approximately 65 feet. Also just one putt. In this connection his putting was amazingly perfect during this day. And one of measurement of his excellent performance of the first putting, exactly the average first putt proximity, because you see that here we're dividing the sum of the total distance for the second putt. We're dividing it for 18 holes, because on the holes when he have made just one putt, his distance for second putt was 0, certainly. In this case, it's showing us that the probability of the first putt is rising amazingly quickly when the golfer have the excellent first putt proximity, and I think that it's an amazingly excellent subject for the not only for professional golfers but for the amateurs. For example, for myself, I'm making the next the review from this information. Certainly, I could not be so close to the professional golfers in the tee shot distances on the par 4 and par 5 holes. And this is the best difference with them. But from another side, for approaching, we can walk 140 meters or 155 yards. It's not so huge distance for the approaching. In this case, that we can, be very attentive in the training of our practicing our golf skills from such a distance. And plus that, the game around the green is highly important also. Maybe for the not professional golfers, for amateurs, it's even much more important component of the game, of the golf skills, because that we have not such an excellent GIR percentage as the professional golfers. In this connection, we are necessary to play scrambling much more oftenly than they are. For example, the golfers with handicap approximately 15 have only 6 holes in regulation, greens in regulation, and in this connection 12 of them need to be played with the scrambling. In this case, the scrambling and the game around the green is much more influential for the performance of the average golfers and the handicap golfers. And first putt proximity is hugely important also, and I'm trying to working hard exactly on this component of the game, because it's rising probability of the first putt and it's decreasing probability of the three putts avoidance. So this is a brief information about such an excellent round and as was played, and in this case we are understanding in figures what we necessary to do to play -11. I certainly understand that I will never play with such an scoring. My skills are not so perfect, but on each level of the golf skills we can find something useful in the measurement of the distances and in usage of the golf statistics for improving of our performance. And this is certainly very important also that, for example, we need to understand that the best rounds and the average rounds are absolutely that it's something very special, because you see that exactly on this example, have played in the first day 60 shots and the second day 74, so it's 14 shot distance difference. It's a huge difference, and it seems that in the first day he was the golfer with one level of the skills, and the second day he was the golfer in the absolutely different level of the skills. But actually it's happening, it's happening quite oftenly. Thank you very much for your attention. Have a good game, have a good golf. Bye bye.